Hello, team. This is Ganesh, founder of MG Health Tech Incorporation. Today, we are going to look at wearable medical devices market, particularly for US. All the way from 2024 to 2032, right? How big is the market size? Who are all the big players? What are the important drivers, right? This is a report. I think this is publicly available by GM Insights. That is the website. I believe this is a public information. This is at a high level. In case if somebody needs a detailed report, right? It's called Global Market Insights (GMI). If somebody wants a detailed report, right, and I think they can buy it by paying $4,000, and there are multi-user reports, and there is an enterprise user report. Thanks to them, because a startup wants to work on a certain problem, right? A technology problem, for example. We always have to look at not only the problem solution fit, but also the product market fit. What does that mean? When you develop a product, is there a demand in the market, right? Is a big enough demand? How big is the demand, right? Can we put the number to it? So those are the things addressed by this report, and there are many such reports, right? Today we are going to look at the report produced by Global Market Insights. We'll get right into this, right? Right now, somewhere around 105 billion US dollars, all right, the market size. This is 2025. I think this report was produced somewhere around 2023. If I make a guess, probably somewhere around 109 billion or 110 billion in 2025, right? And this is expected to grow 15.9 percentage COGR, which is like a year over year growth. So by the time it becomes 2030, right? Let's look at the market size. By the time it becomes 2030, this is going to be $391 billion. That is huge. $391 billion by 2032. All right. So it's at somewhere here 110, right? This is almost like more than three times. It's huge, right? If you look at the curve, the growth, right? This is like a trending positive, right? It is, there is an exponential growth here. Um, let's look at when we divide this, wearable medical devices market is huge by itself, right? But if we divide that, what are the subsegments? These are the devices: activity slash fitness monitoring devices, neurological monitoring devices, in-ear devices, which are already exist and it is continue to grow, diabetes devices, which monitors the sugars and stuff like that, respiratory monitoring devices, that is a big by itself, right? The lungs monitoring devices, and there are cardiac monitoring devices and body and temperature monitoring devices. So if you look at it, right, um, in every aspect, there is going to be a continuous growth, a steady growth. And these are the list of devices, and I believe that most of these devices are already exist. It's a matter of the usability. The more and more people going to adapt to these devices. um, so let's look at the wearable medical devices market trend. the technology advancement in wearable device market, all right, I think this is going to expand, all right. The advancements help the individual to track their vital information pertaining to their health seamlessly and improve user experience, which in turn boosting the adoption rate of these devices. What does that mean? So about like a few years ago, right, when these devices get introduced, the accuracy factor is not was not so much. When the sensors technology, micro and nano sensors, going to bring in more accuracy, and also the algorithms which process these sensor data, be it like activity sensors, or be it like cardiac related cardiac monitor, or cardiac sensors, right, to picking up the heart rate and things like that, or be it like a respiratory sensors. So when the efficacy and the accuracy, right, which increases, the more and more people going to adapt to it. And not only that, when somebody does like trend analysis, or these application does trend analysis, say 6 months ago my health was at this particular state. For the past 6 months, I have followed certain diets or certain exercises. My health has improved, right? My overall health and well-being has improved. That I can track. I can see that visually, by these like data analytics and the dashboards, right? Similarly, in the next 10 years or so, right, the more and more sensors get introduced, and more of these devices with much more accuracy and efficiency, as well as the usability factor going to be improved. It's going to be easy to wear. It's going to take the data and keep streaming it to the cloud, and where multiple ML algorithm, machine learning algorithm, is going to analyze the data and share it and educate the end customer. So that's what going to happen. All right. So let's look at what do you call it, like some of the reasons why, right. So this growth is largely attributed to rising prevalence of chronic conditions such as like cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, and diabetes in the country. So what does that mean? So these are the primary factors. So chronic conditions such as like heart diseases, right, or lungs diseases, hypertension. So if people want to follow it and see why and how, they get to know the reasons by leveraging these devices and the data coming from these devices, right. For instance, in 2021, as per the data from the CDC, approximately 38 million individuals across US had diabetes, which is equivalent to 11% of the total population. Furthermore, between 2021 to 2023, 47% of adult population, including older individuals, were diagnosed with the hypertension across the US. So wearable devices such as like continuous glucose meters or fitness bands facilitates continuous monitoring of these like chronic diseases in real time, thereby propelling the market growth. People want to know, right, what is happening to them. I think all these technologies enabling them to be aware of. Okay, let's look at it like the market is big. These are the reasons, right? Who are all the big players in this market? um, Abbott Laboratories, Apple Inc. I think Apple Watch. People, largely people wear. Google, right, which is Alphabet, right? Garmin, uh, Hokoma, and Samsung watches, Vital Connect Corporation. There are so many of them. Apple has a strong focus in R&D activities. The company has invested approximately $31 billion in the financial year of like 23 to 24, just like about a year ago. Samsung has a strong financial position. The company had reported a total revenue of, let me see if I read it right, $198 billion for financial year of 2023, right? Which is huge, which is really huge, right? The Alphabet has a robust growth through the implementation of various collaborations and acquisitions. For instances, in April 2021, the company has acquired Fitbit, which Alphabet acquired Fitbit, a prominent player in the wearable devices market. So there are a lot of activities that is happening where the large players, um, and they are acquiring the small companies or mid-sized companies per se. So let's look at market by device. These are the things, right? I think we saw that in another diagram. The activity fitness monitoring, diabetes monitoring, cardiac monitors, neurological monitor, respiratory monitors, body and temperature monitor, ear in ear devices, right? And these are by devices. I think if we get that download PDF, or even if you get buy it, I think the report is going to show how many of these devices and being sold, what is the revenue it brings, who are all the competitors and stuff like that. This is market by application, which I think we've gone through: cardiac health, obesity control, diabetes care, fitness monitoring. In many gyms, people when they run, jog, right, bicycling, they do wear it, right, like a wristband. Sleep tracking, sleep apnea, sleep wellness, right? I think people do use it. That's application. The end users, like these are the three. I'm pretty sure it's much more than that. There is a home healthcare, the people who keep the devices at the home, remote patient monitoring, fitness and sports, uh, all of these places. And again, the report is going to have like segmented by certain regions: North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, Middle East, and Africa. Overall, I think this is a detailed report, right? And it is all positive, right? Wearable medical devices market, we may think that this is crowded space, right? As of today, in 2025, it's about $110 billion, for example, right? But in the next 10 years or so, right, or about like 7 years, this is going to become like three times, like in 7 years, three times, 15.9 percentage year over year, which is like huge, right? And whoever being part of this, being part of this growth, right? So if there is a startup company or a mid-sized company who wants to play, right, a role in one of these sectors, right, in one of these areas, one of these micro markets, such as like activity fitness monitoring devices, or diabetic devices, or cardiac monitoring devices, they'll be able to grow as the market grow. If the market grows about like 15 percentage year over year for the next 5 7 years, right, it becomes 300 plus billion market. I think the company who are in the play, they have a larger opportunities. The only thing to be considered is they need to innovate, and they need to offer a much more value to the end users as the year pass by, right? And also, when it comes to like many competitive players such as Philips, Medtronics, and others, right? Um, the small companies or a mid-sized company has to be competitive enough, innovative enough to offer a greater value, a better user experience, more accuracy or efficacy, right? And also when it comes to usability factor, it can be thin, easy to use, easy to interpret, and stuff like that. And as long as it is a cost-effective solution, there is going to be a wider adoption. So that's about wearable medical devices market. Thanks to GMI Insights, I think by looking at the market, um, overall economy, right, or a macro economy, you can call it. When somebody being part of this market, they'll be able to grow. They'll be able to understand what's happening. Sometimes a market may shrink, such as like PC marketing, right, a market, or sometimes a market can grow, right? I think this is the right trend. This is going to be super useful. Please do go to the global market insights or any of such um, market insights, or the market trend, and get a customized detailed report that's going to help. I believe that even this overall report is going to be super useful to understand what kind of market we are playing with, and what are sub segments or micro markets, and who are all the players. By knowing these, I think um, we can confidently innovate and offer greater value to the customers. Thank you. I hope you find it super useful.